Yes, 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 it is Friday. Good morning. It is Kima and it's Coffee Talk with Kima. I am coming to you live today from my headquarters here at Kima Real Estate Group here in Wake Forest. I am excited. I hope you're excited. Listen, it is one of those mornings where, and it has been for a few days now, where fall has arrived. And you know how listen, I'm wearing a hoodie today in May, enjoying my coffee with my good buddy Ozzy down here. Listen, fact is, I will take this weather every day, all day, year round, with one exception. I want a month of winter. I want some good snow. But these cool mornings and warm afternoons, this is awesome. Coffee just tastes better. I know you're there, Ozzy. Coffee just tastes better on a morning like this. It just does, right? It doesn't feel like spring, but it's certainly that time of the year. Now, oftentimes right now we are just hot. Hot in North Carolina. So we will take this. I don't know if this is global warming or whatever it is, and we'll leave the politics out of it. But quite frankly, I am thrilled, just thrilled. All right. So because it is spring, one of the things, and I don't know, is this still a thing? Like, I grew up in a house with a very, very clean and mean German mother, right? And those of you that know mean in a way that, like, you got to get your stuff done kind of mean, right? So my mom, she would, and still does to this day, do so much spring cleaning, that like, but she spring cleans year round, right? It's funny, but like it's one of those things where we would have like the cleanest house. And I mean, that smelled like a bottle of ammonia, for crime or sakes, every Saturday morning in my house. But spring cleaning was a little bit different, right? Curtains came down, everything got clean. You name it, garage all the way through, everything got clean. Do people still do spring cleaning? And do you do a spring cleaning where everything gets done in your home? I'm not talking about the maintenance cleaning, vacuuming, washing dishes and floors and all that. Man, that's maintenance cleaning. I'm talking about that deep pull out the refrigerator, pull out the stove, like that kind of cleaning. Do you guys still do, or does anybody still do deep spring cleaning? Full disclosure, this is like an AA meeting right here. Full disclosure, Jennifer and I probably are not the best at the whole spring cleaning thing. The maintenance cleaning thing, we're okay, right? We're a little more casual than maybe my mom was. I might be meaner than she was, but not cleaner for sure. Anyhow, I wish you a good morning. If you're doing spring cleaning, tell me here. I'd love to know. But man, I'm just thinking about the people I know, and I never hear anybody talk about spring cleaning anymore. But I'll tell you what has changed in my house, and you tell me the same thing. My house is like a damn jungle. It is a jungle. If you or your wife starts getting into plants, it becomes an addiction, right? I've seen it firsthand. We might need an intervention, quite frankly, because oh my goodness, one plant leads to another, and then you know what they start doing? You know what these plant people do? They do this thing called propagate. Do you know what that is? They actually like break off pieces of their plant, stick it in a little glass of water until it becomes its own plant. So now I've got a gazillion propagated plants everywhere, which, by the way, are really easy to knock over. Don't tell Jen. But they're also really easy to get rid of because nobody notices they're gone when they're really small. Again, don't tell Jen. But yeah, these plant people, and I love plants, don't get me wrong. But these plant people, man, oh my goodness, like they're over the top. There's like websites and chat rooms and Facebook groups and of people sharing free plants back and forth, like because they propagate and have so many. My house right now, honest to goodness, it might classify, if it were humid outside right now, might classify as a rainforest. It's so there's so many plants in my house. So among the plants, though, when you're sitting among the plants, sometimes I shouldn't say often, but sometimes I get a chance to watch a little television, and I don't often like get addicted to a show. Like I watch Survivor. Everybody here knows I watch Survivor. I watch it with Camden. That ended this week, and love that. I always love watching that with Cam. It reminds me of my good buddy, my good friend, Tab. And so shout out to you, Tab, who Survivor just missed out on having you. You should have been on Survivor, probably multiple times. Nobody would even know who Boston Rob was if you were on Survivor, brother. But anyhow, but there is a show that I love, and it's wrapping up. I think there's 1 week left, If you haven't watched it, it's on HBO. I loved it. I like I like mafia and power and all that kind of, like, that stuff always appeals to me. I don't do anything sci-fi. Like Star Trek and Star Wars are the same show to me, and I know it's going to offend some of you. I don't understand the difference. Like, it just doesn't matter to me. I remember what a Chewbacca was, but beyond that, it's not a big deal for me. But things like the mafia, like The Godfather, that kind of thing. But there's a show called Succession, which is really, really good. I really enjoyed that. I've enjoyed it for, I don't know, a few years now. But the last episode is this coming week. If there's another show I should be watching, that now that you kind of know the things that I like, and you have a recommendation for me, I would love to know what the next show is. I liked Breaking Bad. I thought it was good. It did kind of make me feel kind of cruddy in my stomach because, it's kind of macabre. But if you have a show that you think I would like based on the fact that I like Succession and The Godfather and those kinds of things, let me know. Always good to get recommendations instead of just slipping through and trying a new show. So just let me know. I'd really, really appreciate that. All right, last night I got to do one of my favorite things in the world. I went to a baseball game. Going to a baseball game is fun, but going to a baseball game with your son is a lot of fun. Went to a high school baseball game. We saw the Wake Forest Cougars go out and play Corinth Holders out in Wendell. And I won't bore you with the game. It was a great game, 3-1, great pitching. The level of baseball talent, though, in our market is unbelievable. I mean, there are colleges that couldn't play those two teams last night, and they were phenomenal, just phenomenal. I bet there were 2,000 people there last night. It was a great crowd, just a great crowd. And as you can tell, evidenced by, what's that here? That picture there, I'm a baseball fan, right? I mean, actually, there's a couple more pictures there. Those kind of ones in the middle that are black and white, that's my grandfather from the early 1900s on his baseball teams. But anyhow, loved it. I loved it because I was there with Cam. And watching baseball at Camden's fun. He truly gets the science of the game. And so talking about things at a baseball game with him that you can't talk to with even most of my friends is a lot of fun. Like that part I really enjoy. But what a great game. There's going to be a game 3 played. Wake Forest did end up winning, so they're going to play each other in game 3, and maybe we'll get a chance to get out there. But let's talk about the obvious thing. All right, here's the obvious. Monday is Man Day on the grill, right? And I know that's chauvinistic. I don't mean it to sound that way, but right? I mean, Monday's grill day. It's Memorial Day. It is time to show off on the grill. So I'm curious, what are you going to show off with on your grill this week? Like, what is it you're putting on Monday that you would be proud to have people over for? Hey, Ozzy. What that you'd be proud to have people over for that you're going to take a picture of because it's going to be so good, look so good. I got to know, what is it you're going to do and how are you going to do it? So for us and for me and my family, we're going to do ribs or we're going to do chicken, right? I'll do some chicken. The reason we do chicken is because my kids eat a lot of food and they eat it fast. They're growing teenagers, right? So if I do a whole grill full of chicken, they can eat off of that for probably, 24 hours. But we're going to do some chicken and we're going to do some ribs. And we're going to do ribs the right way. So we have a Traeger. I'm curious, do you use gas, charcoal, smoker? What do you use? So we like the Traeger. Shout out to Buddy and Joe down at B&W Hardware. We are big fans. If you need a Traeger or you need a grill just in general, go see those guys because they're the most knowledgeable. They'll take really good care of you. But we're going to do 3-2-1 ribs, right? 3-2-1 ribs. And if you don't know what those are, look them up. I won't bore you here today, but I will post pictures next week of my ribs. They are phenomenal. Layers of smoke and flavor. Man, I love doing ribs on my Traeger. What are you doing? What are you smoking? What are you grilling? Are you a flat top? Are you traveling? Are you going out to the beach or the mountains? And will you grill there? To me, those are the important questions in life, right? So a couple other things I want to mention real quick. Speaking of the season, we put in a yard over the last 2 years, right? So we've got a fairly good sized lot. Don't have a garage, so I've got a lot more lot than I want. I'd love to have a garage. But we've got a really good sized lot because I needed a wiffle ball field, I needed a football field, I needed a basketball court, I needed all of those things. And honestly, when I'm with people all day long, when I get home at night, I want a little elbow room, right? I need a little bit of peace. So we bought something with a little bit larger piece of land, and we put it in a really nice yard. And we chose to go with Zoysia grass, Zoysia, Zoysia grass. For those of you that don't know, it's a warm weather grass. And we love it. Love it. It looks like fescue. But doesn't, because fescue is really hard to grow in the South, especially here where we are kind of in between. But we absolutely love it. But are you a lawn freak? If you're a lawn freak, DM me. I've got questions and would love to talk to you about that. Much like those people I mentioned earlier, those people that do all the plants and everything, Lawn people are the same way. Private groups, lots of sharing of ideas, that kind of thing. But if you're one of those people, I would love to know about that. And then the final thing I'm going to leave you with is a tip. It has nothing to do with real estate. It has to do with your life. This is something that I refer to lovingly as weed tea. Yeah, weed, like light up a bowl, smoke a little weed. I call it weed tea. I forget, it's some sort of CBD tea, but there's a place, and this is a huge shout out to my friend Angie and Scott LaRue who turned me on to this. Right, every night before bed, I get myself a glass of or a cup of weed tea, and what it is, it's tea that's made with some CBD ingredients and just all natural stuff coming from the coast of North Carolina. There's a little place out there called Rustic Roots. No, not Rustic Roots. Roots and oh my goodness. I got a bag of it. Hold on. It's called Rockin' Roots Farm. Here it is right here. Night tea, loose leaf tea, right? If you're looking to just take the edge off at night or in the afternoon, right? Maybe you've got kids. I can't say enough good things about this. So shout out to Scott and Angie for the recommendation. I hope it's a good recommendation for you as well. Listen, it has been one heck of a good week, right? Very blessed. Lots of good things happening in our lives. I hope good things are happening in your life. Here's the thing I want you to remember this weekend is a lot of people are celebrating getting together with family. If you don't have people around and you want to get together, call us. We'd love to get together with you. And here's why. We all go through things. One of the things that I want to encourage you is to remember that everybody's on a journey. Everybody has their thing. And it's become more apparent to me over the last 2 years as I continue down my personal journey. And could not be more blessed to have people that pour into me. I want you to know that you matter and that I want to pour into you. If you need me, you let me know. And I promise you, there's other people too. There's other people out there that will pour into you. Anyhow, hope you're doing well. Oh, by the way, what do you think? I get rid of the little chin hair here. I'm hearing mixed reviews. I mean, I think I'm cute either way, but I'm hearing mixed reviews. Anyhow, I hope you have a great week. If you need anything at all, give us a call. If you need real estate help, give us a call. If you just want to drink a beer and watch a little ball this weekend, give us a call. Y'all take care.